For the last pick of the
Bro's
to Wilson and Alvarez. Camp Randall Stadium in Madtown, home to the Wisconsin Badgers. What a matchup we have in store. It's still early in the season, but this is a major test for a couple of squads who've gotten out of the gate undefeated. As we'll see the number 21 team in the country, the Alabama Crimson Tide, taking on a team from the Big Ten, the Wisconsin Badgers. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, joined here in the booth by David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. And guys, let's get this thing started. The Badgers will put total leather to crank us up. Bringing it back. That is not what he had in mind on that return as he goes out of bounds and leaves the offense with terrible field position at the 8. So Alabama's return team didn't help matters out much with that one. And here he comes, a man who epitomizes the phrase, the tight end's always open, David.
And yes, he is, Reese. And it's so cool. The tight end position now has evolved so much. You can move him all over the field, and you can really highlight a guy of his ability.
Too big for safeties to cover and too fast for linebackers to cover. This is a weapon they've got to take advantage of.
The offense will have to use its first timeout of the half. This crowd bringing an ear-splitting welcome to their visitors. Quarterback run is part of their game plan. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple. After getting knocked back to open this drive, it's 2nd and 12. Touch pass on the jet sweep. And there was nowhere to go, just stopped in his tracks in the backfield.
The first thing you have to do to make these plays successful offensively is I have to block the edge. I got to get my speedster in space. They didn't do a good job of getting that guy out there in space where he could really use his jets. Nice job by the defense understanding it, seeing it, rallying to it, and tackling that guy for a loss.
They weren't able to get that one off. It'll be a delay of game. quarterback has to have command in those situations. You cannot afford a penalty like that deep in your own territory. Quarterback will audible. Goalpost tapping you on the shoulder. Just take care of the football here. The one thing that can derail this offense, a bunch of 3 and outs. They won't do that here, but they might go 4 and out if they don't convert. On 4th down, they'll try to throw it. And the incomplete pass lets this defense get the ball back for its own great field position. So the Wisconsin Badgers offense has its first opportunity of the day. As dynamic as this guy is on the outside, Jesse, you know he's going to be cheating that way from his free safety position.
You're right, because as a quarterback, I just can't throw to my guy in the perimeter, right? I got to attack the middle of the field. The problem is you've got one of the best safeties in the nation who likes to lay people out.
Yeah, roaming the middle of the field, reading the quarterback's eyes, and he's got
some room headed to the goal line. And he'll finish the run and the end zone. Touchdown, Wisconsin. Well, just as you would expect, that didn't take very long.
It didn't, Reese, and you've got to make great field position count. When you've got opportunities, you got to pay it off. And the offense took advantage, scoring a touchdown. Didn't have far to go, but they got the points they needed.
And he's got the extra point, and it's 7-0 to start this one. That's exactly what you want to do when you have that type of field position. Strike quickly, and they did. One play, and they put it on the board. He'll bring it back from inside his 5. Nice job executing all of the assignments as they put a stop to that return at the 22. Here comes that Alabama offense. They were really aggressive going for it in their own end last time and put them in a tough spot, David.
Yeah, aggressive, reckless. They got to find the balance with this offense to really be productive. And last possession, they went for it. They rolled the dice, Palmer, and it didn't work out for them.
Yeah, if you're better on 3rd down moving forward, though, you can keep yourself out of those situations.
Timeout called by the offense, and now they just have 1 remaining in the half. Looking for a productive play on 1st down. Quarterback checking the play. He's going to pass. Looking to the big tight end. Caught over the middle. It's Warren. 1 play in this drive and already out to the 41. It's 1st down.
It's a really nice looking throw. This dude is a weapon in this offense at the quarterback position. It's so funny, you know, I think back to guys like Greg McElroy and A.J. McCarron, guys that may or may not have unfairly been tabbed as game managers. And then you think of Jalen Hurts, Tua, and Bryce Young in recent years, and just how dynamic and versatile these guys were at the position and how they've really helped take this offense to the next level. Watching this guy reminds me a little bit of that.
I know it was incomplete, but I'm okay with it. If I'm the offensive coordinator, I'm going to keep taking shots down the field. I'm going to make him honor that deep ball. I'll hit some of those before the game's over.
Couldn't make the connection last time. Let's see if they throw it again. Dropping back, it's Milroe. Just masterful working that sideline and getting the toe down for the catch. And let's hold on just a minute here as the officials are going to have a second look. After taking another look just to confirm everything, the officials on the field got it right. Play will stand. The Tide with the 1st and 10. He's looking to throw it. Using the quick game. And good coverage by the defense, just a short gain. Now on 2nd down. He wants to throw it again. Got a man, it's Coleman. He's there to make the stop, but the damage has been done as they pick up the first down on the throw and catch.
When offenses run these slant routes, it's about putting the ball right on the numbers, and defensively, I got to be able to take those angles right away, see where he's at, break on the football. Poor angles there by the defense. The offense took advantage with some nice yards after the catch.
They've moved it to the 19, 1st and 10. They're looking to pass from the red zone. Snares it outside, it's Williams. And he'll step out of bounds after a very productive play. Going to work on 2nd down in the red zone, and still some ground to cover to pick up that first down. He's looking to throw. Coming at nowhere to go, and the ball is loose. Everybody needs a little luck, and the offense just got it by falling on that fumble. Trying to pick up a first down. On 3rd and long, he's going to have to throw for it. And the completion gives him a fresh set of downs and keeps this drive moving. As we come to the end of the period, Wisconsin has the lead. 1 period in the books, and let's take a look at the stats. Heading in the opposite directions now as we crank it up in the second. They'd love to start this quarter off with a touchdown right here. Looking downfield, it's Manning. He looks that one in nicely. Oh, it's out. Defense coming up with a huge fumble recovery.
And you see wide receivers make those catches and try to get upfield and now turn into a running back and make something happen. But a lot of times you just forget to secure that football real tight. And you could tell DB got it out. Big mistake, big turnover, nice forced turnover by the defense.
The give to the running back from the shotgun. Strong run and useful. Picks up 4 out to the 9. After the productive first down play, it's 2nd and 6. He's looking to throw. Snagged in the middle, it's Williams. And the defense makes the immediate tackle, but he has enough for the first down. Fresh set of downs after the completion. Quickly complete. Really confident throw and catch there. Big pickup, and they have a first down. Complementary offensive football, finding just enough balance, and Wisconsin quarterbacks have always done a great job staying within their system.
Stay within the system, stay within yourself, know when to chuck the football. But more importantly, what do you got to do, Reese? You got to take care of the football. Play action, make those plays, but don't put the ball in harm's way.
He'll keep it himself. Not much working there. It'll be 2nd and 9.
Well, the QB decided to keep it on that one. And listen, if you had his athleticism, you'd want to keep it too. Almost every time they run these types of option plays. But he's just going to have to do a good job of understanding when to hand it off, when to pitch it, and try to keep this defense on their heels and read his keys. He's got a lot of talent. Just got to make sure he's making the right decisions moving forward.
On 2nd down, they'll take to the air. Trying to escape and get it himself. Got to protect the merchandise. Gets down without taking a hit.
Well, great job there by the defense because they weren't able to get him sacked right away, but you saw the coverage in the back end. Nowhere for the quarterback to throw the football. Didn't get the sack, obviously. You don't get the negative play, but you also don't give up a big one. You're feeling pretty good about where you are right now in this drive.
He'll off one deep down the left side.
Hey, listen, the quarterback didn't get the completion on that throw, but that doesn't mean you can't try again. Trusting your playmakers outside to push the field and stretch it vertically and make a play for you. It won't surprise me to see this QB take more shots as this game goes on.
And the Badgers send out the punt unit. The punter going to get his first work of the afternoon. Looking for a block, it's Williams. Pretty solid coverage there, and they'll stop him at the 26. The Tide offense rolls onto the field. That fumble in plus territory just ruined that last drive, David.
Yeah, and those are frustrating when you got the offense moving a little bit and you put that thing on the deck, Jesse. But move on, reload, forget about it.
At the end of the day, it's just fundamental football, right? They practice it all week. 5 points of pressure. Every ball carrier has to have it. They just got to do a better job moving forward.
Sometimes people say, if you're good enough, what's the big deal about going on the road? Well, if you're not careful, you might find out in a spot like this one, guys.
Yeah, no doubt about it. This is a hostile environment, and you know you're going to be getting the opponent's A-game for this one. They've circled this one.
Running! They're ripping off chunks of yardage. They get it to the 33. It's starting to get things moving. It's 1st and 10. He wants to throw. And he got smacked just as he released the pass. It's incomplete.
Well, this defense knew they had a tall task playing against this Heisman-caliber quarterback, and the best way to affect him is with pressure. They were able to hit him on that play, and that forced the incompletion.
2nd down here, and maybe they've got time to get one more snap off before the 2-minute warning. They make the stop, and this running game moves the chains as they get the 1st down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Looking to throw, it's Manning. Gets it out quickly. He knew exactly where he wanted to go with that one, and they've got enough for the 1st down.
Well, you're seeing the balance this offense has and how they can create explosive plays in a variety of ways. We just saw one come in the run game, and now you see one coming in the passing game. I'll tell you, they've got this defense on their heels.
The Crimson Tide comes to the line with the 1st and 10. Out of the gun, the inside handoff, looking for a crease.
Yeah, and listen, offensively, you run the RPOs. You just want positive yards, make the right read the guy. If he wants to drop back a little bit, hand it off, get some positive yards, go on to the next play.
Operating in the red zone here on 2nd down. Out of the gun, the inside handoff to the running back. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one.
I love this linebacker because he's able to dissect what's happening in front of him, and he reacts downhill, uses his speed to get to the line of scrimmage and create the negative play.
They'll throw it to the back on the screen. Touchdown, Crimson Tide! That is the ultimate grab and go for the score.
Yeah, and the passing game comes through, man, and we need more of that in the 2nd half. An extra point away from tying this football game. You trailed a little bit in the 1st half, stayed calm. If this passing game can continue to heat up, look out in the 2nd half.
Lining up for the PAT. Right down the middle. And for a quick update, let's go to Kevin Connors in the studio.
All right, guys, a little update on what else is happening in college football this weekend. Virginia Tech looks like a legit contender right now. That offense is just having its way so far. They're up 14 over Old Dominion. We'll circle back if anything big happens in this college football matchup.
Oh, and how about that? I know Kevin and those guys will be keeping an eye on it for us. He's brought down after a good return, gets it out to the 31. And Wisconsin has its offense back on the field. They hope to be able to cash in on this drive, David, after having to punt it last time.
Yeah, and I think this offense needs to start it with the first play. You need to be successful and productive on that first play, and it gets you in less predictable situations.
No doubt, too. Don't you just feel like there's a little bit more sense of urgency on this drive? It just feels like they've got to be able to put some points up on the board here.
To the air on 1st down. Working the middle of the field, and it's complete. The offense will have to use its first timeout of the half. Second down coming up. Back to throw, it's locked. Fires to the wideout. Pulls it in. And he was loose and in the open field and on his way. A tremendous pickup on that one. That big play really has them in business. It's 1st and 10 from the 11. Looking to move it through the air. He's got it on the move. They go up top to get it down to the 5-yard line as they try to pay off this drive. We've got a timeout in the waning seconds of the half. Maybe a chance to get off a couple more plays. And it's incomplete. It was wild, high, and wide on that one. And it's 3rd down, but they're taking no chances. They'll send the field goal unit out before halftime. And he'll try it from the right hash, and the angle shouldn't be too bad from this distance. And it's right down the boulevard. And guys, after the field goal, now they have the lead. So after putting 3 on the board, the kickoff team is out there ready to boot it away. Here he comes from inside his own 5. He'll be brought down, and that's the final play of the half. That's the end of the second quarter. That means it's time to join Kevin and our halftime update.
Fellas, yeoman's work so far in Madison, and welcome in to the halftime update. And I get it. A lot of coaches will say the difference between winning and losing comes down to stopping big plays and getting big plays. But if you ask me, it's more about how good you are on 3rd down and how efficient you are in keeping drives alive. Those 2 stats can help you break the will of even the best defenses and help you come out on top. With that said, let's send it back to the guys at Camp Randall.
All right, Kevin, about ready to start the second half here. Alabama ready to put a boot to it to start the second half. From inside the 10-yard line, he'll bring it back. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. The Wisconsin offense will come back on the field to jump around a bit. And then a low-scoring game like this one, David, every possession is magnified.
And I think more than anything, it just gets frustrating. And you got to put that behind you. You got to see what this defense has been doing to be so successful. Palmer, now use it against them.
Yeah, David, I think for a play caller, this is tough, right? It's like you have to...
And he breaks into the open. And he was on his way. Gets it all the way to the 38. The Badgers want to crank the tempo.
What a run, man. I tell you what, it's hard to pop runs. It's hard to get 3, 4, 5, 6 yards a lot of times. But when you got backs like this who can make huge plays with the speed, getting out in the open field, can take it the distance on every play, defenses are scared out of their mind.
Looking to pass. It's locked. Finds his target down the middle. The defense wouldn't let him loose, and even though it's a completion, they lost yardage.
He was not fooled on that one. You know, a lot of times you want to buy space, and you throw this route really when it's off coverage. But you could tell the cornerback was up, ready to come, pounce on that screen, and get the tackle for a loss.
On 3rd and long, he has to throw for it. And the ball comes out. What a disastrous play. Defense just cradling that fumble and securing it.
You know, as quarterbacks, you've got to be good in the pocket. Even when things are collapsing and you've got guys swiping at it, you got to have 2 hands on the football. Didn't do a really good job with ball security there, and that led to the fumble.
For the last pick of the...
Bro! Bro's strong!
Yeah!
Bro! Shut
Here comes that Alabama offense. The sledding has been tough. Scores have been at a premium, Jesse, and every possession seems like it could switch the momentum of the game.
Yeah, Reese, for this offense, just feels like they just haven't been as physical. And for this offensive coordinator, David, he's having to go deep into the playbook just to try to generate a first down.
Well, and the good thing is there's not a ton of game pressure because the other side's not scoring either. But if you can find that one thing get that one positive play, and then maybe you get those juices going and something can start to build.
All right, so not a home run play for the offense, but I do like the creativity, and I like how they're going to stress this defense and do it in less conventional ways.
Quarterback flips it ahead quickly to the receiver. They didn't get a ton of yardage there, but they're really effective at using the back out of the backfield, and they do it to get the first down here.
Hard-earned yards, man. You got to get these first downs any way you can. And sometimes it's not going to be easy, and you can't just do it conventionally handing it off. This offense is going to have to be creative. Football is a game of inches, and you just got to find the angles to give yourself an advantage. That creative play call right there really helped them out.
They'll snap it from the 36. They've got a first down. The give to the back. You'll take this every time. 5 yards on the first down play.
And it's really nice, whether it's RPO or not, is having a defensive line that stones the offensive line, takes away the gaps. It doesn't matter what your read is if you're winning up front on that defensive line.
Halfway there on first down, it's 2nd and 5. The give to the back. Finds a crease at the 20. And they drag him down, but not before he picks up the first down. The crowd getting behind this defense as they try to get a stop in the red zone. They'll give it to him again. Knocked off his feet, but not before he picks up 6 yards down to the 10.
Hey, 5 to 6 yards a pop. I don't know if you guys are really good at math, but that usually equals a first down every couple carries. So don't forget about the run game. Keep them honest, pound that rock.
It'll be 2nd down, and remember, they can pick up a first without scoring. Touch pass on the jet sweep. Touchdown, Bama! And with that, they've got the lead here in the second half.
This guy is officially a problem. His 2nd receiving touchdown of the game. Nice job by the offense. Dude, if I've got a matchup I like, continue to pick at it until they stop it.
About to kick it off after punching it in for the touchdown. From inside the 10, here he comes. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. And Wisconsin has its offense back on the field. That last fumble proved to be costly as they cashed it in for a touchdown.
Yeah, and so this defense now is juiced. They're excited and ready to go. So this offense, David, they've got to get something going.
Yeah, those turnovers can be contagious, man. They get you excited, and then when your offense takes it down the field and does something with it, this offense better be ready to play against a motivated defense.
Quarterback there just trying to go to his primary target, and they're just not on the same page.
Here they come, trying to convert a 3rd and short from the 28. The corners are walked up tight. Nice defensive play to get a hand in there and knock it away.
Well, after struggling so much in the first half, you thought they would have made some adjustments here at halftime to see if they can open up this passing game. But early on in the second half, you're just not really able to get that done. Incompletion on 3rd down in your own end, you're expecting them to punt.
And he's going to get it up to about the 29-yard line before he's brought down. The Tide offense rolls onto the field. David, they'd love to do what they did last time and put this one in the end zone.
You ain't lying. They did a great job. The offense was clicking. Everything went well, Palmer. They executed and got the touchdown.
And they really were in a nice rhythm as well. And I'd love to see that here on the next drive, too. Just keep doing what you're doing. Everything seems to be working, and you seem to have this defense on their heels.
As they get set to snap it, time winding down here in the quarter. Calls his own number. Got the first down, looking for more. And he steps out of bounds after a nifty run and picking up a first down. So Alabama takes the lead into the quarter break. They've done the work to build a nice cushion. Now to bring it home as we check out the stats after 3 quarters. Not only is the scoreboard on their side, but so too is time as we open the 4th. They'll start the drive here with first down to open this period. They'll run it to keep this clock grinding. Not much room to run. Let's give him 1 to the 33.
At this point of the game, the offense has the lead, and the offensive coordinator knows they want to keep running the football. So he's going back, he's looking at his playlist, and he's saying, which runs work the best for me in this game? What can I lean on right here to make sure we win this one?
To the air, it's Manning. Going for the big play. And it's taken away by the defense, and they desperately needed that turnover. And he's wrapped up after a solid return on the pick.
Man, we needed that so bad. We needed the football, had to get a stop, forcing a turnover. Best case scenario, offense back on the field, trailing in the 4th quarter.
And the quarterback is knocked down back at the 13. And they're going to be in a world of hurt if they don't get this thing going forward here on 2nd down from the 13. He's looking to throw.
Man, this guy is just starting to take this game over. Sack on first down, sack on 2nd down, and now on 3rd down, this offense, they better identify where this guy's lining up, and they better get him double-teamed because they can't block him right now.
Got his man quickly. And he's not going to make it. The defense denying him the first down. And the Badgers line up to punt it away. Doesn't say much for your drive when you're looking forward to the punt. On the return, it's Williams. He only needs a sliver of daylight. He couldn't find much running room there. Didn't get a lot of blocking, and he'll step out of bounds. Here comes that Alabama offense. That last drive was promising for a while, but you just can't mess it up at the end with the pick, Jesse.
No, you got to be able to finish drives, especially in this game. If you're going to win, and David, they've got to be able to eliminate the mental mistakes.
Yeah, and I don't think you get conservative or play it safe. You can trust your guy. I think you put the ball right back in his hands and let him do his thing.
I'll be honest, man. If I had the weapons these guys had offensively, I'd be staying aggressive too. It's what got them to this point. It's why they have the lead here in the 4th quarter. Take some shots when those opportunities present themselves.
On the move, it's Richardson.
No mystery on that play. With the lead, we are going to run the ball. You know it's coming, and we are running right at you, right into the teeth of the defense, and they're still able to get a nice game.
Solid pickup of 4 on first down. It's 2nd and 6. He's got it on the right. They get him down after he makes the catch. We have arrived at the 2-minute warning, a 1-possession game as this offense tries to hold on. Big 3rd down as the crowd gets behind this defense. To the air, it's Manning. He's got his man. And he was knocked down immediately short of the line to gain. They'll have to make a decision here. Quick timeout called by the defense, stopping the clock to save as much time as possible for their offense. Quarterback changing the plays at the line. On 4th down, looking for the completion. Finds his man and they convert. And he strides his way into the end zone. Touchdown tie. With that, the lead nice and comfortable, and they're cruising toward a 4-0 start.
And, you know, late in the games, offenses sometimes get conservative when they got the lead and they got the ball. I love this offense. They were aggressive. They got another score added to the lead. Now you're trying to salt this game away.
They'll try to follow that last touchdown with an onside kick. They'd hoped to get that thing bouncing around, but the hands team is able to corral it.
Well, here in the fourth quarter, they were obviously expecting onside kick. They got their hands team on the field. They're able to jump on the ball and make sure they get possession.
The Wisconsin offense will come back on the field to jump around a bit. They had to punt it away on their last possession, but man, what great field position this time.
I mean, this is awesome. Like, last possession didn't go good.
And the defense gets to the quarterback. They'll try to kick it into overdrive. Clock's running, second down coming. He's looking to throw. And this defense has maxed out this pressure. Another sack. They're at their fastest tempo trying to get off this third down play. He's looking downfield to throw. And here comes the pressure, and there he goes down again. Down by multiple possessions. You can't come up empty on this drive. They'll go for it on fourth down. It's incomplete, and they desperately needed to keep that drive going, and they couldn't make the connection.
And that just about does it. That about puts this thing to bed. The offense, listen, they had to. They had to go for it, but now defense, this is the situation when you say, I'm just going to eat clock, up by several possessions, eat clock, get out of here with a W.
Throws toward the end zone. And incomplete on the deep ball.
I think when you go through these progressions as a quarterback, you want to find the right guy to throw to, obviously. I didn't think he was the right guy. I didn't think he was really that open. And listen, he sailed and he overthrew it, but I might have surveyed the middle of the field a little bit better there.
Back to pass, it's Milroe. Oh, he loves to fire downfield. And he will take it in. Touchdown, Alabama! That lead's a little more comfortable now as they close in on a victory here in week 3. And that extra point is a big one as they now have a 3-possession, 17-point lead in the fourth. Cool as a cucumber as the hands team makes a sure catch. So the decision has been made, and the coach will take the penalty. Couldn't order better field position for this offense. They'll come out on this drive and let it rip. That's caught. It's Edwards. Makes the stop at the 23-yard line, but it's a pickup of 15. A first down, and this offense is smelling the end zone. He wants to throw. Makes the grab. It's Edwards. Huge game before he goes out of bounds, and now they've got it first and goal. So close to cashing it in for this offense. Takes a snap, wants to throw. Looking for the score. And it'll be intercepted in the end zone. And they'll drag him down after a good return on the interception.
Heat up them pass rushers, bring in them DBs. That's what I'm doing in this situation. When I got the lead by a couple scores late in the ball game in the fourth quarter, I'm going to rush the passer like crazy. I'm going to put all those DBs back playing the pass. That's what happened. Great job understanding they're going to have to take shots. We get the interception. This one's almost over.
Wide out in motion. An unforced error there. They don't get the snap off in time. A delay of game penalty is the last thing you want when you're in this part of the field. Line gets set, first down. He's going to throw it from his own end zone. And it's incomplete. If you're going to take a hit like that, you might as well hang on to the ball.
I'm a little bit surprised they're still throwing the football here this late in the game with this kind of lead. They're on first down, taking a shot, falls incomplete, but obviously they're still seeing matchups that they want to take advantage of in the back end of this defense. So they're
fires the pass, intercepted. He'll go down right there, but what a big play to come up with that turnover.
Yeah, I think if you're the head coach now, you start running the football. That's now the second pick you've thrown in the fourth quarter. You've got the lead. It's time now to try to ice the game.
And he's got it! Touchdown, Badger!
And a nice touchdown, continuing to fight, continuing to play. This one, it's pretty much over. Down multiple possessions this late in the football game. It would take a miracle, but nice job by this offense continuing to fight, push the ball down the field, make plays.
Time is against them, still down by 2 scores, but they'll line up for the onside kick. He's able to grab the football, and the hands team gets the job done.
Yeah, and this is why you put your hands team on the field most of the time. When you know it's coming, and you put those guys that are great catchers of the football. The first guys, what do? They go block. They go blow somebody up. The next guys catch the football, secure it, get your butt on the ground. And most of the time when you do this, the ball game is over.
To the air, it's Manning. Fires to the big fella. They make the stop, but this passing game does some damage, and they move the sticks with the first down. Timeout is called by the defense. 19 ticks remaining. Going up top on first down. Grab near the sticks. It's Hunter. And he got away from the defense and takes it in. Touchdown, Crimson Tide. No step back in week 3. They have been sharp as they extend the lead. And that extra point is a big one as they now have a 3-possession, 17-point lead in the 4th. Timeout is called by the offense. They have 14 seconds left. Now they'll try to get another possession with an onside kick. They're on it. They recover the onside kick, and they get it right back. The officials offer the deal, and the coach accepts it. They will take the penalty. On first down, here comes this offense. He's going to pass. Good job to avoid the negative play and just get rid of that thing. Now on second down after the incompletion. He's looking to throw. Good job to toss that ball out of bounds and avoid the loss. And here we go. Final play of the game right here. Trying to move the sticks on third down through the air. Going to try to get it himself. And boy, is he close to that first down, maybe just a couple of inches short. All business today for this ball club. They come out and they get the win.
And that's all that matters. It's not always pretty. You don't always do everything you want to do or check all the boxes. But at the end of the game, Jesse, you want that W.
No doubt about it. They made the plays they needed to make in order to get this win. I thought the quarterback showed tremendous poise, good leadership throughout the course of the game. Defense made stops when they had to make them. So, right, there were some things that are going to need to clean up moving forward, but ultimately they were the better team today.
So that's going to do it for us. For Jesse Palmer, David Pollack, I'm Reese Davis saying so long. This has been another presentation of EA Sports College Football. Welcome, everyone, to Pitbull Stadium, not far from Miami and the home of the FIU Panthers. And today, this fan base eager to show everyone what the Panthers' home field advantage is all about. Little gets the blood boiling, quite like a rivalry game. Barbs, shots, trash talk, things that go on throughout the week will now all be settled on this field. As we'll see a squad from the ACC, the Florida Atlantic Owls, taking on a team recharged after a much-needed bye week, the Florida International Panthers. Glad to have you with us for EA Sports College Football. I'm Reese Davis, David Pollack and Jesse Palmer with me in the booth. Guys, we are ready to tee it up. Florida Atlantic ready to kick it off and get this game started. And he'll return it and try to get behind his blocker. And good work by the coverage team to knock down the return man. The Panthers' return man hardly helped out the offense with that one. And the adrenaline is pumping on overdrive in games like this, guys, and it's crucial to get your emotions under control.
No doubt. In rivalry games, you've got to limit the mental errors and you've got to limit the penalties because those will kill you, Pollack.
And you got to come out under control. It means so much. We know that. The fans are all talking about it, but it's just football.
Quick touch pass to the receiver. Hit the gas, kid, wide open ahead. And it is a chunk play, a huge gain on that one before the defense brings it to an end. They'll snap this one from the 30 on 1st and 10. Little touch pass to the receiver. And he's brought down after a nice gain.
Yeah, way to be creative, way to get the ball in the perimeter really quickly, get some speed outside. All you got to do is secure that edge, and you're just trying to get that first down. Nice job, nice play call by the offense.
They've come out with answers on this possession, and now another first down. Fast motion from the offense. They'll run behind the big guys on the right. Able to scrounge 3 yards out of that one somehow. It's 2nd and 7. The biggest lie college football coaches tell is nameless, faceless opponent. David, game like this, you know their name and you know their face.
You know them well, and it does mean just a little bit more because it's bragging rights. Like, the rivalries matter so much all throughout the year. All the fans talking about this game in particular, that's why it means more, and that's why these players will be jacked out of their minds.
From the gun, running back on the move. Really nice stop there from this senior leader.
You know, I think a big part of this isn't necessarily scoring a touchdown on that play, but you're just trying to get your offensive line in the rhythm of the game. Let those big fellas get lathered up.
The receivers often will run their route based on a side adjustment. Trying play action, and they can't make the play on third down.
Great job by the defense there. They weren't surprised by that play call there on 3rd and short. They were expecting pass. They took everything away and forced the incompletion.
This offense wants to get out of the gate fast on their first drive of the game, plus territory. They'll go for it on 4th down. So the decision has been made, and the coach will take the penalty. And so on their opening drive of the game, they want to stay on the field, and the offense will go for it on 4th down. Wide receiver now comes in motion. Really good surge for this offense. They move the chains, and he's got it at the 34.
And how about setting the tone right there? Like, you're going to cover this guy coming across the field, get it to him early on the first drive, let him know this playmaker is going to be touching the ball early and often, and he picks up the big game.
They'll try the run. And he's able to pick up a few yards as we reach the end of the first quarter. We've reached the end of the first quarter, and it has been a defensive battle, and the stats tell the tale so far. Let's see if the offenses can find a little rhythm here in the second. Offense walks to the line for play number 7 of the drive. Looking for a man. It's Nolan. Fires to the big fella. And he's knocked down immediately, but not before he moves the chain. And the Panthers have it with a 1st and 10. From the red zone, he's going to throw it. And he's all bottled up, and now it's worse. The ball's loose. Defense falls on the ball. Going to be a turnover.
And the defense able to get pressure to the quarterback, and they've got everybody trying to swipe at the football, and the impact on the hit sometimes jars the ball loose. Great job with the pass rush, and a better job forcing a turnover.
First down here for the offense. He'll pull it on the read. They knock him down right there.
The offense thought they had a good look to run that play into with the QB, but there's just an example of a defender winning his one-on-one battle and making a tremendous play. Great effort by them.
He's dropped behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of 3. If they can convert here, that type of play can really give you a shot of momentum. Now they'll run the draw. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage. Florida Atlantic will have to send out the punt team. This will be their first punt of the afternoon. Takes it on the return. Everybody stays in their lanes well enough, and they stop him at the 31-yard line. First down here with time for maybe one more play until the 2-minute warning. Wide receiver coming across in motion. Well, jet sweep pass. The clock has stopped, and we've reached the 2-minute warning before halftime. This offense has a second down play. Now the quarterback changing the original play call. To throw, it's Nolan. They're bringing heat. And he was hit just as he released it, and it falls to the turf.
Doesn't take this defense a lot of time to get to the quarterback, man. They've got speed all over the place. They hit him so quickly, and because of that, the ball falls incomplete.
Trying to get to it. And he can't escape, and down he goes. Timeout called by the defense. It's their first of the half as they'll make some adjustments. Oh, the offense is taking a chance here, staying on the field inside its own 40. On fourth down, they'll throw for it. He's got a first down and maybe a lot more. Brought to the ground, but not before getting enough for the first down.
That is a huge play early in this game. We came into this thing wondering just how aggressive this offense wanted to be, and there you go. First half, 4th and long. We're not bringing the punter out on the field. We've got a guy that we think can read the defense and deliver a strike, and we've got playmakers stretching the field vertically. They show you how dangerous they can be on that last 4th down there.
It'll be a first down from the 49-yard line. Touch pass on the run. He's brought down, but he went backwards after that completion, not the way they had it drawn up.
Really nice job by the cornerback. Hey, a lot of cornerbacks want to cover. They want to drop back. They're not really about that life. They don't want to be the tackling kind of guy. They're like, yeah, leave that to the linebackers. That dude committed, came up, made a nice tackle.
On his feet at the 40. He's off to the races. And after gobbling up some serious yardage and showing off those wheels, he's finally out of bounds.
This defense really needs to be careful, and they have to play with great eye discipline, understanding where the football is at all times. Moving forward, they have got to know if this guy has the ball, because he is dangerous in space.
Wide receiver shows motion. They'll dial up the run on 1st and goal. That play just never had a chance. They knock him down for a loss of 5.
A lot of times offenses will do the FIB, formation into the boundary, try to take advantage of you necessarily spreading out, sending more resources to the field, try to take advantage. Offense gave it a whirl, but the defense, they did not move. They did their assignments, got the TFL.
Great job by the defense taking away the quarterback's primary target on that play and forcing the incompletion.
Looking to the end zone on 3rd and goal. He caught it. And they'll stop him inside the 5, but the defense is backed up in the shadow of its own goalpost.
And that's a good job by the drag route there, understanding its zone coverage. So instead of continuing to run across the field, he settles down into an open spot, making it easy for his quarterback.
The kicker looks a little disappointed. He'll not come into the game. They'll go for it on 4th and goal from the 4. Back to throw, it's Nolan. And the incomplete pass turns the ball over on downs.
Great coverage on that 4th down play. Nice job blanketing the receiver out wide. The defense, you could tell, they knew they were going for it. They had a game plan. They get the big stop and turn it over to their offense.
The give. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple. Timeout called here by the defense. It's the first one they've used this half. After getting knocked back to open this drive, it's 2nd and 12. Looking for space, it's Campbell. And I think he got back to the 2-yard line, but the defense was ready for the run. You make up the game plan and not a lot on the play sheet for this. 3rd and long from inside their own 20. They'll run it behind the big guys on the left. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one. The defense is going to stop the clock with a timeout. They want to make sure they have everybody on the same page. Florida Atlantic decides to punt it away. This will be the second time they've had to kick it away. Sometimes avoiding disaster is the best thing. The punter just gets it out of there. Makes a move. Just a wall of defenders everywhere he looks, and he's guided out of bounds after a short return. Just a few seconds remaining here as they try to put something up before halftime. Movement on the offensive line. That's going to be a false start, and they'll walk it back. The officials offer the deal, and the coach accepts it. They will take the penalty. First down for this offense. Looking to throw. Pass falls incomplete, and there are still 3 seconds left.
I think it's really hard to overthrow that guy. He is already that fast, and he breaks open, and you have an opportunity just to club up a little bit. Just put a little bit more air underneath that and let the speedster run underneath it and make you look like a hero. But, oh boy, it's kind of the opposite.
Scanning the field, it's Nolan. Oh, he's going to try to hit him deep. Pass is incomplete, and that's going to do it for the first half. That's going to wrap up the first half here, and now we join Kevin with the halftime update.
Thanks so much, guys, and I need not tell you, rivalry games always bring out a ton of emotion, and no surprise, we saw just that in the first half today. And a really competitive game so far. I'm talking razor-thin margins in the big statistical categories. And while it may be a broken record, turnovers are the name of the game. The team that limits them, the ones that win that turnover margin, generally speaking, are the ones that have the best chance to get that dub.
The Panthers will line up to kick off and start the second half. On the run from inside his own 5. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. The Florida Atlantic offense will return to the field. Not a lot of offense, in fact, no offense in terms of scoring there in the first half.
You got to give the defense credit on both sides. They've been physical. They've been making plays. So now, which of these offenses can break the tie? It's not going to be easy, but for this offense now taking the ball here first in the second half, they've got to get something done.
Finally giving the defense some credit. How did that feel coming out of your mouth? Did it hurt? Like, did you not like to say that? It sounded painful.
I just threw up in my mouth.
He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple.
And you gotta love this defensive performance so far. Done such a good job against the running back that you saw last week, man. He can go off. He can make big plays. He can chew some yardage up and keep an offense on schedule. Nice job by this defense locking in and shutting down the run game so far.
Able to work it to the 39-yard line, and that'll be a first down. Florida Atlantic trying to line up quickly.
And this defense is going to have their hands full because they're going to need to be comfortable with guys one-on-one on islands in the perimeter of the field. And they're just going to have to make better plays than what we saw right there. They knew this offense was going to try to be aggressive. Got to need better effort in the back end for this defense moving forward.
And sticking to the run. I'll tell you what, a lot of teams that are really good are really stubborn. And they continue to run the football even with little success. So this offense is going to continue to focus on running the football. You can tell.
Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. On the run, it's Campbell. Shakes off the defender. One-step wrap, two-step squeeze. This junior knows how to get him on the ground. The D thinking bring some heat on 3rd and long from the 44. From the gun, wants to pass. And the pressure gets to him. Down goes the quarterback.
You got to give the defense tons of credit because we know how much speed this quarterback has. That time you saw the pursuit. They were able to bring him down for a big loss on the sack.
4th down, and the punt team sends it the other way. And they'll bring him down to get the offense started on the next drive. First play of this drive comes from the 27. Quick pass on the fly motion. The defense wouldn't let him loose there, and it was a completion, but they lost yardage.
Really good job by the defense, seeing it and going and getting it. Nice job understanding the touch pass. It could happen. Those guys go in motion, man. I got to understand, safety's got to see that, start flying down, getting ready to play that. Nice job by the defense.
And here's a fumble way behind the line. Oh, the offense averts absolute disaster by falling on that fumble. This defense has kept them backed up. Now one more stop, and they can get off the field on 3rd and long. Wants to throw. It's Nolan. Trying to make magic with his feet. Gets some yardage and gets down.
You just feel like throughout the course of this game, this guy's just going to have to make plays like this, right? Things aren't always going to be perfect, and protection's not going to be ideal. You're going to have to play with some effort, make some scrambles, make some things happen when plays break down, and at least try to put your offense in good positions. Wasn't able to get the first down there, but now he makes this decision a little more interesting here on 4th.
And they are stopped on 4th down. That decision will be questioned. From the shotgun, the handoff to the back. Still on his feet. He picks up the first down, brought down, but not before he put that dude in a blender. From the 14-yard line, it's 1st and 10. They're going to ride this running back. Touchdown, Owls! They take the lead with the 6.
And finally, somebody gets on the scoreboard. A first half of no points, 0-0. Now in the 3rd quarter. Sometimes when you get that rhythm and that offense rolling, sometimes it's hard to stop. So let's see if this is a trendsetter. Let's see if this starts the offensive momentum.
And the extra point splits the uprights. Lining up to cover the kick after that touchdown drive. No return coming. He'll call for the fair catch. Time winding down in the quarter as they come to the line. Give to the running back. And brought down. Looks as if that's how we'll end the 3rd. And guys, Florida Atlantic has the edge. They're sitting in a strong position here with the lead. Let's take a look at our game summary. When you're dealing with a deficit like this, it's all about somebody stepping up to make a play, and you might as well start here in the 4th quarter. 2nd down now as they're ready to go back to work. Quick completion to the right. And he goes out of bounds after coming up with positive yardage there. 3rd down and 1, and this is why they call it a gut check. Quick strike complete. He steps out of bounds, but it will be enough for a first down. FIU comes out with a fresh set of downs. Back to pass, it's Nolan. Showing the arm strength to the left. A strike downfield. Oh, look out, there he goes. Touchdown, Panthers. And once he got loose, it was all over.
Quarterback's abilities to read the field is huge, and also the anticipation, the timing. To be able to throw the football, Jesse, and hit a guy in stride so he can get run after the catch and get in the end zone, that was a nice job by the quarterback.
Yeah, it's critical, David. Listen, a lot of times, touchdown passes aren't thrown into the end zone. You've got to read the coverage, hit the open guy, and let him do the rest.
From inside the 20, chance for great field position. Probably needed to pick up an extra block or 2, but as it is, he'll be stopped at the 28. Florida Atlantic takes over again, and the Owls offense will go back to work. Tie game here with just a few minutes to go. Out of the gun, they'll run it inside. He's dropped behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of 3.
Well, you got to give the defense credit. They knew a big key in this one was slowing this dude down, especially after how well he played the last time out. They have been swarming him. They have been ganged.
And they got him for the sack.
The defense was dialed in. They knew exactly what they were doing. They weren't fooled by it. They weren't fooled by the read game at all. Played discipline, kept eyes on the quarterback, strung that along towards the sideline, and made the big tackle.
And the pressure gets to him again. Another sack.
You know, nowadays, so many people go for it on fourth down, so maybe it causes people to be more aggressive on third down. You ain't going for it now. Third and long, and I bring the blitz, and I get home. No fourth down for you.
He gets a block. This guy is a daring punt return man. He's not going to settle for the fair catch. A solid return gets a little bit of ground for the offense. First down here with time for maybe one more play until the 2-minute warning. Motion from the offense. They'll go to the ground. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple. The clock stops. 2 minutes left to play in this one. Went to the running game on first down. Now here they come again. Receiver on the move gets the touch pass. They bring him down, but a solid pickup to put them in position to pick up a first down.
Well, you got to give the defense a lot of credit on this play because they were doing a nice job understanding who had the football and where they were. So a nice job by the defense rallying around that ball carrier and now not giving up the first down.
Trying to get the edge with a quick touch pass. Crosses the 10. That'll be enough for the first down as they mark it down at the 31-yard line.
I love that play call, and I love the timing of the pre-snap motion. Because the quarterback was able to get it to the receiver right behind the offensive line, because of the timing, he was able to outflank the defense. That puts him out in space where he's able to use his speed. Nice job with the pre-snap motion and timing.
Pre-snap motion, quarterback trying to get a read. And he's brought down after a nice game. Timeout called here by the defense. It's their first of the half.
It's so hard for a defense to have to stop plays like that because it really forces you to play with great eye discipline. You see the pre-snap motion. Defense doesn't know if he's just running across the field and he's going to run a route, if he's going to block, or if he has the football. That time, he was able to outflank the defense and hurt them to get that first down.
Wide out in motion. Quarterback touch pass on the jet sweep. That's what you expect from a senior. Don't give them any extra yards. Great tackle there. Quick timeout by the defense there, trying to make sure everyone has the same call. Went to the running game on first down, now second down. Quick pass on the jet motion. And just wedges it ahead a bit before he's brought down. The defense burns their third and final timeout of the half.
Well, and on these little push passes, timing is so important. You're trying to snap it right as he's getting a full head of steam. When he gets the ball, he's hitting the outside, and David, it puts the defense in such a difficult spot.
You immediately have to be rotating when you see that motion, so everybody's got to communicate and kind of bump over. That's why offenses love to run it. It makes the defense communicate and see if you can just get him out of a spot.
Dropping back, it's Nolan. Finds his big tight end. He's brought down, but he's got him inside the 10. First and goal from the 8.
How nice is it in this offense to have a tight end like that guy that can come up with plays for you all over the field? We just saw the big third down catch. He set him up here in the red zone. I like going back to him, maybe lining him and flexing him outside, getting a one-on-one opportunity for him to use his size advantage.
A first down run in the red zone. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple. That linebacker was a heat-seeking missile, and the heat that he sought was the ball carrier.
Yeah, great job, great feel. Linebackers are making all the calls in the defense, and understanding when I need to come through that gap and come through with bad intentions. Those guys are usually 240.
Touchdown, FIU! And in the final moments, they've taken the lead.
And that is exactly what you want from this offense. Take almost all the clock, execute, and now go out and take a lead by a touchdown. Great, flawless execution by this offense.
And they did tack on that extra point without any adventure. About to kick it away after scoring the touchdown. And he takes this from inside the 5. And they'll haul down the returner to start us on the next drive. Got to get everybody lined up quickly. Time winding away, and they've got to push the ball down the field. They're going to open this drive with a pass. They're going to get him for a safety. Tried to make something out of nothing and still got stuck for the 2. After giving up that safety, they'll have to boot it away and give it right back to them. On the move, looking for a little sliver of hope. It's really easy to get caught up in the emotion of a rivalry game. We did, and certainly this was a huge win.
Yeah, and you started, you circled it, you were ready for this team. This is the rivalry you put a lot of stock in all offseason. You're talking about this game in particular. You go out and get the dub. It's a relief because you definitely wanted this team.
And it's bragging rights for everybody, for the coaching staff, for the fans, but how about for the players as well? For another 365 days, you can talk about how you went out, you dominated, and you beat your rival. A lot of these guys are going to go on to the NFL. They'll be in locker rooms next year. They'll be talking about this for a long time.
And that's going to do it for us from here. For Jesse Palmer, David Pollack, I'm Reese Davis, and this has been another presentation of EA Sports College Football. The Rocky Mountains provide the backdrop in Boulder, Colorado, and if you're looking for the Buffaloes, they ain't hard to find. What a game and what potential drama we have in store. You've seen this script before. Top 10 team goes into a cauldron of emotion on the road and just hopes to be able to get out and tell about it. As we'll see the number 2 team in the country, the Ohio State Buckeyes, taking on a team who is rested and ready coming off a bye, the Colorado Buffaloes. For EA Sports College Football, Reese Davis with you alongside David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. Time to get this game started. And the Buckeyes will kick it away to start. And they desperately wanted to attempt a return, but decided not to. Instead, they'll take the touchback. So Colorado's offense will have the first possession of the game. There he is, the man who makes everything go, and they believe they're going to score every time they touch it when he's on the field, Jesse.
He plays with unbelievable confidence, Reese. Always knows where to go with the football. The entire playbook is at this guy's disposal.
Yeah, which is so much fun for a coach. So much fun to play with him. A guy that can do everything. Everybody on the field is active and a weapon.
Keep it on the ground. Made a defender miss. Still on his feet at the 45. He's loose down the left side. And what a huge play for this offense after that great run.
Every time he touches the ball, you can feel the excitement from this home crowd because Palmer, he can go the distance with that game-breaking speed.
You're right, David. He's a special talent. I'll tell you, these fans, they come here to see this guy play because he has game-breaking speed. Stuff you can't coach. You saw it on that play.
Defense makes a stop, but the chains move, and it's 1st and goal from the 8. The Buffaloes want to move quickly. A first down run on the doorstep. He pushes his way down to the floor as they get closer and closer. See if they can get it done on 2nd and goal. Looking for a physical attack from the gun. He steps and powers and works his way. They finally get him down at the 2.
I think coming into this season, they thought in order to have success, we have got to be able to run the ball and get this guy going. He hasn't scored yet this year, but a golden opportunity.
He snares it in the end zone. Touchdown, Colorado.
What a nice job by the offense. First drive of the game, they matriculate it down the field, put themselves in a goal-to-go situation on 3rd down. It's not going to be easy throwing it, but they win the matchup, accurate throw, and they get paid.
Getting set for the point after. And with the extra point, they get the first 7 of the game. So that was a 6-play, 75-yard drive. And it was finished off with a 2-yard touchdown toss. They're lining up to boot it away. Fielded in the end zone, it's Edwards. Delivers the contact. That is a decision he will likely regret. He brings it out of the end zone, and he's knocked down at the 10. The Buckeyes offense has the ball for the first time. And what a great matchup we have of 2 highly productive runners, David.
And I like the competition aspect of this, Reese. Like, I'm watching what you're doing on the other side, and I'm going to prove I'm a better running back than you. Both these guys are looking to be the man today.
And both guys can go the distance, right? These 2 running backs seem to get better as the game goes on. So which defense can be more physical, step up, and at least slow the other guy down?
And it's a great play by the defensive end. The most athletic players on the field play defensive end. Yes, you heard me, Jess, Reese. Exactly what I said. Great get off. Great job getting in the backfield, making the play.
And the quarterback goes down. There is a penalty flag on the field, but I think the defense might have the option just to take this play. This defense happy with how that last play turned out, so they'll decline the penalty. Not exactly the ideal situation for this offense. 3rd and long, back up inside their 20. Quarterback quick pass to the receiver. And that defense doesn't allow a cutback, and they get him out of bounds after a short gain. Already down a score early. The last thing you want to do on your first drive is give it right back to them, so they'll go for it on 4th down. Wants to pass it. Going up top. And that one falls incomplete. A huge stand by the defense. And the Buffaloes trying to cash it in on 1st and goal. Snap it to the back. And he takes it to the house. Touchdown, Buffaloes! The offense did exactly what it's supposed to do with a start like that one.
When you're set up with that field position, you're thinking touchdowns. You're not thinking field goals. It's exactly what the offense does. Takes advantage of great field position.
He'll try to tack on one more. And the extra point pushes the lead to 14. That's taking advantage of a golden opportunity set up with great field position, and they struck quickly for the touchdown. He'll start the return inside his 5. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. Here comes the Ohio State offense onto the field. To say this has been a slow start is a bit of an understatement, and they really need to get it going here, Jesse.
That's right. The opponent, they're firing on all cylinders right out of the gate. Offensively, for this unit, they've been slow and struggling. They need an explosive play to wake themselves up.
Yeah, and it's just the first quarter, so it's not the end of the world. You've seen slow starts, but you got to continue to pick and pick and pick until you find that play or that scheme that you can use against this defense.
Looking to throw, it's Salter. Getting some heat. And he scoots his way to the first down and then slides to avoid the hit. Guys, Colorado has the lead here. They wanted to strike first and strike hard, and they've been able to do that here in the first quarter as we take a look at the stats. Now the challenge here, they've taken a punch, but they can't let it get out of hand as we start the second. First down to start the drive after the break. He's looking to throw it. Pocket starts to collapse. Really important for a ranked team going into a hostile environment like this one not to give the underdog reason to believe.
Yes, reason to believe, and don't give the fans reason to get jacked up and excited. Come out early, be in a business mode mindset.
You got to start fast. You got to have a sense of urgency. You cannot come sleepwalking into an environment like this, because if you do and you make some mistakes, this crowd will pounce on you and seize momentum.
Touch pass on the jet sweep. Flying down the left side. The 30. Past the 20. Touchdown, Ohio State. And once he found daylight, it was Katie bar the door, baby.
Man, how hard is it to defend when you have a weapon like this at running back that can play wide receiver? You can design ways to get the football in his hand. Palmer, once you get it in his hands, he'll do the rest.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, and oftentimes those are easier throws for quarterbacks. And these running backs, they're just naturally so good when they have the football out in space. Their vision, their creativity, their ability to make people miss. And this guy showed you right there, a difficult guy to stop now if you're this defense moving forward.
Almost ready to kick it away after scoring the touchdown. And they thought about a return, then thought better of it. They'll bring it out to the 25. Colorado has the ball back, and the Buffaloes hoping to put their team in prime position on offense. Jesse looking to take it down the field for back-to-back touchdowns.
I think it's really important for them moving forward, too, to have a lot of balance, right? You want to be able to keep this defense guessing, Bob.
Yeah, and you got me searching for answers after that last drive. You stack another drive on.
Nothing but green ahead. And what a huge chunk play for this offense. Just exactly what you need to move the ball down the field.
This guy strikes fears into the hearts of every defensive coordinator, David, with that speed. If you give this guy any open grass, man, he's gone.
It's just silly. Look at the angles, people trying to catch him, but he's got so much juice. He can outrun those angles and make enormous plays.
And the Buffaloes have it with a 1st and 10. Now from inside the red zone. And the pressure gets there, and down he goes at the 18. They'll try to keep that sack from wrecking this drive here on 2nd and 15. Steps away. And this defense goes back-to-back sack, Jack. And we might as well state the obvious. 1st and 2nd down didn't work out. 3rd and very. And this defense is bringing the heat. Another sack. We got a timeout here late in the 1st half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. Now it looks as if they'll settle for the field goal try. Tried to give it enough body English, but he missed it. Still up by 8 after the miss.
And those sting for this team. I tell you what, when you drive the field against a really, really good defense and you have an opportunity to get points, you got to capitalize on them now. And that one will sting a little bit because I thought the offense did a good job.
And they got him. They'll get him down for the sack. That sack gets this offense behind the chains. It's 2nd down. To the air. It's Salter. Throws for the tight end. Complete downfield. Off he goes. A huge gain on that one before he ran out of bounds, and he has the 1st down.
Well, after that last play, you can see how electrifying this guy is and how special he is after he makes the catch. If I'm on offense, I'm trying to find a lot of ways to get him touches in this game.
They just changed the dynamic of this possession in a heartbeat, and now it's 1st and 10 from inside the red zone. Quarterback making adjustments with his receivers. Looking to pass inside the red zone. Caught in the backfield, it's Edwards. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage.
Nice job, defense. You always hear people talk about tackling the catch. You saw it right there. There was nowhere for that receiver to go once he had possession. As a result, no gain.
Moving the running back, forcing the defense to adjust. Knocked down for the tackle. after the strong run on second down. Third down coming. Do they do it again? From the gun, wants to pass. Got it. Takes it to the house. Touchdown, Buckeyes.
Man, I tell you what, that passing touchdown, man, that should spark this whole team. Like, the comeback is more than on now. Like, they got the touchdown. They cut into the lead. You want to get a stop and go into the half, get all the juices, all the excitement, and be like, listen, the passing game's rolling. We got this. The comeback's in full effect.
They opt to go for two to try to tie it up right now. Grabbed behind the line. It's Edwards. He's into the end zone, and they'll put two more on the board just before halftime. A very efficient five-play scoring drive. And the score comes on a 12-yard touchdown pass. And we're all square as he's set to kick it away. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. Running out of time here in the first half. They're going to have to be efficient to put some points on the board before the break. Going with the counter play here. Really nice stop there from this senior leader. The defense going to stop the clock with a timeout. They want to make sure they have everybody on the same page. Under a minute to play here in the first half, and the offense will take a knee, and that is how we'll wrap up the first half. We've played 2 quarters here. Time to go to Kevin Connors in our halftime update.
Thanks, guys. A first half that saw a little bit of everything there in Boulder. It's been a fun start to this one, and this offense has really been the story. They've opened up a sizable lead, and unless something drastic changes, things might get even more out of hand. A combination of lethal efficiency, and that offensive line has been the key. They've mauled that defense and also just about broken their will. With that said, let's send it back to the fellas at Folsom Field.
All right, Kevin, about ready to get things cranked back up here. The Buffaloes will kick it away to start the second half. On the move from inside his 5. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. The Buckeyes roll that offense back out there. First drive of the second half, always fun to watch. You see what type of tweaks were made at the half, especially when you're locked up in a ball game like this one.
Yeah, and it's been a good game. I mean, it's been a little bit of back and forth and a feeling out process. And now once you get in the second half, who's going to get aggressive, Palmer? Who's going to take some shots, try to make some plays, and really go for it?
Yeah, it's interesting. I think as play callers right now, you learn a lot about these coaching staffs with respect to who does make the best adjustments. There's a lot of coaches that believe we're just going to be who we are. We're going to keep doing what we do. We're just going to do it better. But then there are others that tweak things a little bit on offense and on defense. We're going to find out here.
They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one.
How about the defender being a heat-seeking missile? He was on radar lock. He found the football and flew down with some bad intentions.
You make up the game plan and not a lot on the play sheet for this. Third and long from inside their own 20. Now the play fake. Quickly to the tight end. At the 35, he's got room. He's run out of bounds, but a big play on that one, and it'll be a first down.
And that's why QBs love their tight ends so much, right? Especially when they're athletic, because they make short throws turn into long gains. Because of his ability after the catch, it's so unique and special. He is dominant in this offense.
Looking for a man. It's Salter. Quick completion on the out route. Excellent job working through the air there, finding a hole in that defense and picking up a first down.
That's a really nice throw. And you think about being the starting quarterback at The Ohio State University with all the great players they've had here recently, what this offense expects from you. This is explosive passing attack. You've seen that now in recent years. They push the ball vertically down the field. This guy has this skill set. That's why he's out there on the field right now. He allows this offense to really go, and he's playing at a high level.
To the ground with the back. And he'll pick up one. It brings up 2nd and 9. Got a little work done on first down. Now back to the line. Looking downfield, it's Salter. And it'll be incomplete. This is some physical pass defense.
We know this guy's a weapon, not just taking handoffs. He can catch the ball, too. That play, not so much. Got to do a better job reeling it in.
On 3rd down, he'll try to pick it up through the air. Pulls it in. It's Tate. Working their way closer and closer. A 3rd down conversion, and they've got it at the 26.
Well, we know this guy is special, and because of that, his quarterback is looking to him on critical down and distances. There on that 3rd down, there was no question. It wouldn't have mattered if he was single covered, double covered, man, zone. That's where he was going with it, and the big-time playmaker outside picks up the first.
What a ride. It's been through the first 3 quarters of this game. We are all tied up. Let's check out some stats. This is when winning plays are made, and we start right now in the 4th. They'll start the drive here with first down to open this period. He's going to run it. And they'll finally get him down after a terrific pickup.
Man, these are killers, right? Late in the game, in the fourth quarter, you're getting to the quarterback, but he does such a great job scrambling around. When you do this, you get extra first downs. You start to wear those defensive linemen out. So late in the game, this could pay off. Great job getting the first down.
The Buckeyes will snap it on 1st and 10. The give on the inside. So close to that end zone. He can almost taste it, but it'll be 1st and goal for this offense.
First down, you know you always want to establish the running game. How about this offense? Nothing fancy. Run the football, be physical, get a big gain.
And as time is dwindling away in this one, the offense is set up. 1st and goal, a great opportunity to get the go-ahead score. Trying to run it in. Touchdown, Ohio State. And with that, they move out front here in the 4th.
What a great game, tied late in the ball game. Who's going to make the big play? They come up with it late, take the lead. Nice execution. It's hard to execute in these moments. People get tight. The score's tied late in the game. I don't want to mess up, but this offense doesn't worry about messing up. They put the ball in the end zone and take the lead.
Setting up for the PAT, and when he gets this late, every point matters. The extra point is good, and now in the 4th, they're up by a touchdown and an extra point. We check in with Kevin Connors. What's going on, Kevin?
A lot of eyeballs on your game, guys, and a few on this interesting matchup as well. A lot of we are's inside that stadium today. Penn State is running away with things, and that offense looks unstoppable. They're up by 21 over the Astronauts. For now, it's back to you fellas, but of course, if anything changes, you'll see it right here.
And how about that one? Kevin will be keeping an eye on everything going on elsewhere. He thought about bringing that out for a half second, but he'll take a knee and they'll bring it to the 25. And the Colorado offense is coming back onto the field. These corners backing off a bit. Comes out throwing on 1st down. Good timing on the quick out. They've got him down at the 40 after he ripped off 15 yards. They immediately call timeout, trying to preserve every second they can to try to rally here late. Starting this drive like that is exactly what they had hoped for. Now 1st and 10 from the 40. Looking to move it through the air. Catch in the middle, it's Russell. Really nice job there by both guys to throw and the catch to work that defense and get the 1st down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Trying to find his man on 1st down. Working the middle. They'll finally get him on the ground, but not before he makes it to the 30 and gets a 1st down. They're going to throw it again. Unloads to the wideout. It's caught downfield. The offense gets a quick timeout at this point. Every second is precious.
Man, this quarterback is going to have to be deadly accurate here in this 2-minute situation, right? And that's really what he's had to be all game long. He hasn't had a lot of yards because the coverage has just been so tight. He's had to be pinpoint perfect. It's been hard just to find completions, no doubt. It's going to be the same thing here in this 2-minute drive.
He's dropped behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of 3. Got some work to do after that last play. 2nd and 13. He's looking to throw. And he can't get it off. Taken down. What a huge play this late in the game. On 3rd and long, he's going to have to turn one loose downfield. And the pressure will get there. The sack. Down he goes in the waning moments. That could be a costly play. On 4th down, going to the air. Gets it out fast. And that decision will be questioned for a while.
You know, offensively in that situation, 4th down, you're throwing for it. Everything has to go right, or someone just needs to be able to make a play to keep the drive alive. They couldn't get it done, and now the offense is coming off the field.
Linebackers trying to create some confusion. This drive will start at their own 27-yard line. The offense will have to use its first timeout of the half. Looking for a productive play on 1st down. They'll crank up this drive with the pass. And that will be incomplete. Man, that would have been a big hitter if they could have done it, but 2nd down coming.
And listen, as a quarterback, you're trying to find the matchup, trying to find who's open. I don't know if anybody was open, but that was not a greatly thrown football. I don't know if it was miscommunication, but the ball thrown out of bounds and just on to the next down.
The incomplete pass leaves them with 2nd down. Pulls and fires complete to the right. Defense uses a timeout quickly, trying to get that ball back and preserve time for their offense.
I love offenses and quarterbacks that are willing to take the easy stuff. Take those easy throws that are guaranteed to get positive yards. Yeah, I'm going to take big shots down the field too. But don't forget, it's easier to pick up 2nd and 5, 3rd and 5 than it is when you start getting those long yardage situations.
They'll give it to the back. Really nice run. Rips off 6 on the play, but it brings up a 4th and 2.
Listen, that wasn't the greatest run in the world, but it was very successful, and you're making me honor the run. And another thing, every time you run the football, someone gets tackled. There's physicality involved in the game. So I like when offenses commit to the running the football, no matter what the outcome is, because those body blows do add up.
On 4th down, they'll pass for it. He tosses one high and deep down the left side. It's complete. A huge pickup. They're able to make the stop, but this offense running plays and racking up yards all the way to the end as they get the W. You want to talk about building confidence? Coming through with clutch plays, making the winning plays at the right time can really set the course for the rest of the season.
Yeah, Reese, maturity and experience matters, and this team has guys that have played a lot of snaps, they've seen a lot of looks, and they've lost close games like this in the past. That wasn't the case today, David. Too many guys out there making big-time plays.
And I think belief is what you build. That confidence, you know you're going to win. You don't think you're going to win. You know you're going to make that play in the big moment that continues to build on week-to-week success. And you look up and you're like, dang, we strung a couple wins together.
That's going to do it for us. For Jesse Palmer, David Pollack, our entire broadcast team, I'm Reese Davis. This has been another presentation of EA Sports College Football.